and welcome to another episode of Todd Talks. When Todd talks, people listen. Well, blow me down. Hopefully. Actually, don't try and blow me down. I like this place. It's not perfect, but I'd rather not get blown down like the big bad wolf. And today, we are here to discuss the season finale of Death Battle, Season 8, 10th anniversary celebration. One Punch Man, Popeye. It happened. It was awesome. And Popeye won. Yes! Oh, no, you're wrong. Everyone was saying Popeye was gonna win because Toon Force breaks anime bullcrap every day of the week. But you never know. You never know. And as this season has unfortunately proven, I can be wrong. Who knew? So yes, this was indeed the season finale for season 8, and I was the first to admit that I did not think this was originally. I did not think this was season finale worthy. I was honestly gonna say that it should be Link vs. Cloud 2 because of the fight, which I still maintain is the best fight of the season. But no, this was a really good fight, and I think they actually went above and beyond in certain ways to make sure that we understood the insanity of these two characters, which usually is not a hard thing for them to do. I mean, just look at Madara Aizen with all the craziness of, their lives, their illusions, their jutsus, and all of that. But with this, they went to great lengths to make sure that people understood what makes these characters so special in terms of their insane power as well as the kinds of characters that they are, like with Popeye being from the rubber age of cartoons, and then Saitama being, as they eloquently explained not once but twice, was an anime character from the end of his arc thrown into the beginning of his story, more or less. So he's a satire character. He's the One Punch Man because that's the joke. He only needs one punch, and that's not how it's supposed to work in stories like anime. So I really appreciate not just the researchers, but the writers, and then of course, how Ben or Wiz and Boomstick explained it. Because I haven't watched One Punch Man. I knew he was a joke, but I didn't really get the joke. I honestly didn't. I was like, okay, he could beat anybody in one punch, and ah ha ha. But no, it's like they said, he's a Goku at the end of his arc, but thrown into the beginning of the story so that nothing can touch him. So that was actually really cool to see, and I think that's something that gets lost in Death Battle sometimes, is they really do try to explain as much as can so that we don't just understand the characters' abilities, but we understand the characters themselves. So that was really cool. Um, and I actually recalled that they actually changed certain things from the Popeye perspective because they talked about Toon Force in the preview, but they honestly didn't talk about Toon Force until the end, kind of sorta. But that's another thing. Let's talk about the fight because I don't think anybody expected us. Oh, sorry. Anyone expected this level of just pure animation insanity? Okay, I'm being serious here. This is quite literally one of the most. I'm not going to say the most unique because we've had some very unique death battles in the past, but this is one of the most. How do I want to say that? I really don't know how to say it. Fourth wall break? Nah, fourth wall breaking. Deadpool, Pinkie Pie was that. Uh, just bombastic. Let's go with that. The most bombastic. Because I mean, think about it. We've had Darkseid versus Thanos, who literally like almost destroyed the universe. It had to go to fourth world to settle their fight. We had Broly versus Hulk, which did destroy the universe in 2020, and it all came together. So how do you top that? You literally go from one animation style to another, to another, to another, and then end the fight. Like, who saw that coming? And the best part was we didn't have the preview for the Death Battle cast, nor any teases in terms of like screenshots, which they usually like to do on their Twitter, to say, hey, this is going to get crazy. All we knew was that it was going to be the final fight, they were going to go big, and that Devil Artemis was going to be a guest animator. So everyone thought, oh, this was going to be like a super stylized 3D fight. No, it wasn't. Not fully, at least. It was 2D, and then it was 2D sprites, 2D hand drawn, and it was 2D sprites, and then it was, Devil Artemis 3D animation, back to hand drawn, and then to the like storyboards, which as a masked Deadpool reference, I suppose, and then they went back to hand drawn once again to end it Popeye style. And I love that. I mean, that's the creativity that really wants me to work for Death Battle one day because uh, I'm not saying I don't know if I would have thought of that. I mean, I would have thought like, okay, are we doing 2D or 3D? And then they would have gone, yes. I'm like, oh, we're gonna break the reality, and then I would have gone from there. But I don't know if I would have thought of that kind of creativity, given the insanity of these characters. I would have been just like, how do I make sure that these characters come across as powerful and One Punch style as possible? And I like, for example, I love the beginning where Popeye's like, well, you don't have a scratch on you. And he's like, yeah, superhuman strength is a bummer. And then he punches him, Popeye dies, and then the spinach comes into play. And you're like, wait a minute, really ending this in one punch? No. And it only gets crazier from there. And I love that. And I loved how they talked about how in the results breakdown, how for Popeye, it really wasn't about strength. As much as it could have been. They didn't even talk about how technically Popeye is like way faster than Saitama. Um, Actually, they really didn't talk about that. I mean, I might have to rewatch. I might have missed that part. But yeah, I mean, they talked about like the black eyeing the moon or the sun feat was like 50 times the speed of light or whatever, or 500 times the speed of light. And then they didn't really mention the results. I had to recheck that. But anyway, but like his transmutation Toon Force powers, like he could punch Saitama and turn him into anything that he wants. Like literally, we've seen it multiple times. And then death is something that arguably can't happen to Popeye because he's survived disintegration, survived dying, had the universe turned off, and he was fine. So how is a One Punch Man gonna hurt a Sailor Man who can do all of that? So yeah, this was so crazy. Again, I was not expecting this level of like of a diversity of animation and the craziness of it all. And they even went deep into like, Saitama's character in the fight itself with the whole, I can feel it, my muscles are aching. This is an actual fight. Thank you, weird Spanish mascot. That was great. I already saw multiple comments like praising that little part because yes, he was about to get scrambled. But he could appreciate in that moment that he finally got something that not even his anime has allowed him to do, to have that serious fight. And for Popeye, he's just like, oh, like, I'm gonna beat this little bunny, okay, it'll be fun, and all that. It was great. So yeah, a very fitting way to end the 10th anniversary celebration, 8th season of Death Battle. I'll definitely be watching this later tonight so I can further appreciate it. I don't know where it lands on my list for both this season and overall, though you might find out my overall list very, very soon. Wink. Um, but I'll find out. It'll come to me soon. All right. So this is the end. No, it's not the end. All right, because if you recall, ladies and gentlemen, I always end every season with a recap of the season that was. And so I will do that next week. I will recap everything. I will give my final wins and losses. I know I'm in the win column more than in the loss column. It's just I'm in the loss column a lot this season. I had faith in the wrong characters. It happens. And then the week after, which will be the first week of 2022, I will be doing a preview, my personal preview and guesses for season 9 of Death Battle. And yes, we have had a tease into what season 9 is going to be about, including some fan favorite franchises based on what I saw and long requested characters. I didn't recognize everybody though. So if you would be so kind, please in the comments below tell me who you saw in the teaser for season 9, because I will make sure to mention them in my preview / guesses for season 9. All right. So we're not done. We still got a little bit to go. And next time around, I have something special I'm going to be wearing. So with that, I'm ending this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Saitama versus Popeye? What did you think of the fight and the breakdowns and the teaser for season 9? And what do you think they're going to be able to do next season to try and top all the craziness we've had this year? Let me know in the comments below. So, I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you're listening, and I'll see you next time.